Happy Halloween! We're live. It's the Hollow Eves edition of the Sharks Live Show. I'm your ghoulish host, Tom Gaddis, and we have the scary Nick Ponte.
Oh, man, I'm looking real scary right now.
On the call as well. We have an awesome show of tricks and treats. Well, I don't know about any tricks. Maybe we'll share some tricks. Not like tricks, but like some tricks to local marketing. So we have a good show lined up. I think I'm going to cue the intro, and we'll see you back here in just a minute. Ow!
Ready for the fastest 60 minutes of strategies and tactics to build your remote business from anywhere in the world? It's now time, the moment you've been waiting for. After 167 agonizing hours, they've returned. Now, back for a brand new Sharks Live show. It's your hosts, the Offline Sharks, Tom Gaddis and Nick Ponte.
Oh, I should have had some screams or howls to go there. I didn't. Dang it.
Tom, what's your name again?
It's Tom.
It's Tom. Oh, okay, Tom. What's with the assistant in the back there?
That's Sophie. I told her to be quiet while the live is going on.
Yeah, she wasn't doing any
chores.
like,
just stay in here and be quiet. Yeah. So she just woke up. It'll be a minute. Yeah. This I don't know. Have you ever seen the movie Creep?
No.
That's what this wolf mask reminds me of. Well, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It starts out and you're like, this is supposed to be a scary movie. And this, like, I watched it with Tage and Miranda, and they were like halfway through. They're like, this movie, I thought it was supposed to be scary. And then by the end of it, they were like literally both squeezing my hands so tight that I thought they were going to break my hands. They were like, oh my God. Like,
what's it called?
It's called Creep.
Creep?
Yeah. Creep. C-R-E-E-P. And it's got like a huge cult following. They made a second one. Oh, Dorn said he's scared.
Don't be scared, Dorn. Don't be scared.
Somebody said, hello, Wolf Shark. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to write that one down. I'm going to Denver tomorrow. I told you that, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I'm going to Denver. I'm going to be visiting my nephew for Halloween. I've done that a couple times now. Apparently we're going to be ninjas, which
nice,
right up my alley, because I remember when I was a kid, I was like a ninja probably 8 years in a row. I don't know what it is about little kids and wanting to be a ninja, but I can relate.
Take some throwing stars. I bet your brother will love it if you give him some throwing stars. You got to get the good ones, though, that really stick in the wall, though. Not like the chintzy ones.
Right. Hey, one thing that I wanted to mention real quick before we jump in everything is I got something pretty awesome in the mail the other day. And,
yeah. Look at that. We have been talking about this thing forever on this live show.
Forever.
We've been working on this in the background. Months. It has been, this thing that you see in front of you has been quite the ordeal. Not just the design and the like getting all that set, but like what goes inside and all that stuff.
Should I show them what's in it?
Open it up. Show them what's in it.
No. Wait.
They said show us what's inside. Paula's
I can't show you what's in it. I can't show you. It's going to be a surprise. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to give one of these away on this live show. So stick with us. We're going to give one of these away. Tom's got a question lined up.
I have no idea. I have no questions. That'll be a treat. That'll be our treat. I can't I have to go in like 10 minutes. I got to take my walk anyway.
What?
Miranda's going to walk me. You know.
She's going to walk you? Yeah, okay. That's great.
I hope no cars drive by. Otherwise, I'll get so distracted. I'll be like...
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. This is about as Halloween as I could get. I'm not going to leave this on the whole time.
Okay, I'll show you one thing that's in the box.
Okay, show us one.
Only because I know that people are going to love it.
Somebody told me to watch out for fire hydrants. Oh, look at that. In celebration of...
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling, got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
Whoa. Okay. That's awesome. I was able to change
some
back.
Cash App money right now?
No, we're not going to give any away just yet, but like we're going to give one of those boxes away. I love the shirt though. That's great.
You want to give a box away for this Cash App question real quick?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's give a box away.
Okay, it's going to be a little more difficult. This is a great question, actually. It really is. All right, are you all ready? So, for those of you that don't know, we're going to give one of these shark treasure chests away. Took us about 6 months to make. Super high quality stuff. There's about, I don't know, almost 10 things in this thing. Something along those lines. And we couldn't be more excited to start sharing it with you all because I know we're going to see some viral images and GIFs and videos going through the Facebook group. So the way that it's going to work is I'm going to ask a question. This is kind of a joke anyway. And the first person to type it into the chat correctly is going to get one. So here is the Dorn just wants the shirt so he can make it tie-dye. He just wants the tie-dye. Look, Dorn, it's white.
It's my hair.
It's white.
He just wants to make it tie-dye, huh?
Yeah, he just wants to make it tie-dye. All right, so let's see. Here's a question. What was wrong with the marketer's kitchen equipment?
Well, oh, so this is like a joke. What was wrong with the marketer's kitchen equipment?
Yeah. So you have to, I'll give you a hint. You have to think about what kind of kitchen item would a marketer have? And I'm reading it off the show notes, all right? don't beat me up.
I don't see any I don't see any answers yet.
It's actually kind of tough now that I'm reading it. A fridge, an oven, a mixer. No dad joke.
Hold on, I have no idea what it is.
It's a. How can I give a better hint? He couldn't make enough dough.
Let me look and see what the answer is. Hold on.
That's a really good answer, though. That's not it. Tools, kitchen sink, knife to cut the sails.
Oh.
If Tom the dad can't get the dad joke, then we might have to give another hint here.
We have to do another. It is a good punchline, though. We can tell him what the punchline is. You could say it has to do with water.
Water?
It has to do with water. Yeah.
Here, Cameron's got a hint.
Oh, hint. Your prospects move through this. Oh, that was a good hint.
Filter.
No.
It is a marketing related dad joke.
Yes.
Oh,
well, we see that, but what was wrong with it? What was wrong with it?
Should I read it again? What was wrong with the marketer's kitchen equipment?
That's going to be so hard. I think we give it to the person who got what it was, and then we'll give them the answer.
All right, we're gonna give it to. Should we do two people?
Let's do two people. I see Tom Harrington up there first.
Tom Harrington, and
let's do.
I actually see.
Oh, Jacqueline had way up there. She had the word.
Yeah.
Jacqueline said there was no funnel,
which is close. So the answer, what was wrong with the marketer's kitchen equipment is he had a leaky funnel.
He had a leaky funnel. Yes.
A leaky funnel.
He had a leaky funnel.
We're gonna take two. We're gonna take two. I appreciate what he did. That's a tough one. That was a tough one. Jacqueline and Tom Harrington. We're gonna send you both a Shark's treasure chest, and we're gonna do one more giveaway.
Yeah. Let's give him a round of applause. That was amazing.
Round of applause. Somebody said stick with surfing. Appreciate that. Yeah, I will. I won't write no greeting cards. You know, I'm gonna hang that hat up. I won't be making any of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, we need to do before we get too far in here, we need to celebrate some shark wins. So we need to do some shark shout outs. Shark shout out time. I'm going to share my screen and we are going to share some successes.
They're roasting me for the bad joke. That's great. Hey, I'm not a dad. All right. I'm not a dad. Come on.
You're not a dad. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Okay. All right. I didn't. I thought I was gonna sneeze there for a second, but I didn't. All right. So, every week on the Shark Live Show, we love to celebrate the members' success, people that have closed local marketing deals in the week leading up to the show. So, by the way, this is not like, these are not things we pull out from months past. Like, these are all deals that people shared just in the past 7 days. And in the past 3 months, our members of Offline Sharks have sold over 300, it's got to be getting close to over 350,000 now. Local marketing deals, 350,000 in 3 months, 90 days, over $350,000 in closed deals shared in the group. I think since we started tracking this number, it's getting close. It's a little over 900,000. So we're getting close to 1 million. So really awesome to see this. So just a big shout out to these folks. And what we do is we put this post up in the Facebook group. And if you go to this link every week, you'll see offlinesharks.com/shout outs. All you have to do, go there, tell these people, congratulations, way to go, good job. And at the end of this live show, we'll pick a few people at random and we'll send them some Cash App money. So it's a pretty sweet deal. So just go here, leave them a congratulations, and we'll go from there. All right. So our first.
Tom, did you say that we have almost 350,000 cash collected in how long?
90 days.
90 days. $350,000 in cash collected in 90 days.
Yeah, it's actually probably a little over that. It's probably a little over 390,000 or 350,000 because it was like a couple of weeks ago. It was at 342. And I know last week we had like $8,000 and I can't remember what the week before. So,
wow.
It's got to be over 350 grand.
That is incredible. Yeah.
Amazing, huh?
It's insane. It's really, really, really awesome.
Yeah, it's really great to see. And here's the people that celebrated wins this past week. So we've got Michael Howard. So Michael Howard sold a IDX. So for those of you that don't know, when a real estate agent has a website and they want to show the houses that are available, it's called the IDX feed. So he integrated an IDX feed into a website. He did on-page SEO. He did GMB repurposing and reputation management. $1,000. That's awesome.
For those of you, if any of you have ever built an IDX feed website, it's probably
you think that's probably kind of low.
Well, it is kind of low, but I mean, you got to get the deal. You got to get the job.
I mean, it's a good deal. Yeah, they got a good deal.
Tom and I have built a few of those, and we built a few of those when we had no business building those websites.
Yeah,
no business.
They were, whew.
But we got it done and we got paid.
Yeah. So way to go, Michael. That's awesome. Awesome work. Marcus Toller. So Marcus, he did a 20,000 piece direct mail, completed and sent out for a travel club client. He made $1,000 profit.
Heck yeah.
I mean, that's great.
Marcus has been like, I've seen some of his pictures he's posted. He's been like DJing on the side. He does all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know what's really great about what he's doing there with the direct mail? Like, I know a lot of people look at direct mail and think, oh, it's so complicated. But it's not. And it is like the ultimate broker business, right? I mean, you literally, like, you don't print anything. You don't design anything. Like, you just kind of like organize all of it. You're more of a project manager than anything else. And I know people are scared of it in the beginning because they think, but it's really not. It's like super easy. And once you do it, it's like, oh wow, this is like pretty easy money. So really awesome that I guarantee you the amount of work he put into that like was very minimal for the $1,000 payday. So awesome work, Marcus. Next, we've got Jocelyn Wing. Jocelyn sold another real estate website for $5K just minutes after posting a video on TikTok and Instagram. I saw this and I was like, this is awesome. So she was posting videos on TikTok, Instagram. She made a post in the Facebook group about, hey, put yourself out there, right? Like, don't be and we talk about this a lot. When we talk about being authentic, when we talk about being you, when we talk about, you have a lot of opportunity right in your own backyard, right in your own network. Like what Jocelyn's doing here is really what we're talking about, which is putting yourself out there. Like, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. And Jocelyn, a round of applause because it's really awesome to see you just crushing it. Taking names, kicking butt. But yeah, I mean, putting yourself out there. Don't be afraid to do that stuff.
It's so true because I remember I didn't do any of that, right? Like I didn't put myself out there at all, and really there's no way to grow a business until you put yourself out there in some way. It has to be on social media, it has to be networking directly, text messaging. You have to do something. You have to do something. So if you're at home right now and you're not like you like this industry, you built your own website, and you're trying to get something going, but you're afraid to talk to people, you're going to have to get over that fear. And you can start out just with something small, post in a Facebook group, reach out to somebody. I know for me, the reason I didn't is because like I had this mental block, Tom. I don't even think you had this, but I didn't want anybody to see me starting out like a business brand new. I wanted people to see me start, have this successful business, Yeah. That's kind of dumb, right?
No, it's not. I know that. I think that's a natural feeling that everybody has. That's why so many people try to, like when we're talking about being authentic and things like that, like what we're really trying to tell you to do is like so many people shoot themselves in the foot because they try to come across as this big successful business when they're not. And when you're trying to do that, when you're producing marketing materials and carrying yourself in a way that says you're this big successful business and somebody starts kind of poking around and asking questions, you don't know what to do because you're not really this big successful business, right?
Yeah.
So, our kind of advice on that, I guess, is what our philosophy on that is when you're new, when you're first starting out, it's much better to go the other route and just say, hey, I'm someone here locally that's trying to build a business and get it off the ground versus trying to be this big company that you're not right off the bat. Because, it keeps you from having to deal with those questions of like, well, who else have you worked for? What have you done? Like all of that stuff. It's a little easier to handle those types of objections when you're just upfront with people, right?
It is. And, another thing is if you're able to do that and kind of get over that fear, like for me, for example, when I actually finally did, and I was able to just kind of, I think what it took was like talking to a prospect that I felt safe with telling this to, right? I wasn't like meeting people that were in a corporate setting with 10 board members and like pitching them a website. I wasn't doing that, right? I was just working with like small business owners. And one of them was like, a physical therapist that taught surf lessons, right? And she was just cool. And I just told her, like I'm just starting out, I don't know a lot about doing search engine optimization, but I can learn a lot about it for you. And if you can just be that way, be honest and, authentic in that way, and you're speaking with a smart business person, if you told them that, they're probably going to take that deal. They're probably going to take you up on that. And the reason being is if I had a up and comer right now sitting in front of me that was willing to put in a tremendous amount of work to learn something and give this their thing that they make their shot, I would probably get a lot of work for relatively inexpensive. So if you're a smart business person, you're probably going to take that person up on that deal because they're going to work their ass off to give you a great project, right? If you're going to be working with this person that's new, they're passionate, they're driven, they're motivated, they have to have those things. So if you can come across that way, someone's going to take you up on that deal and, it's going to be a total game changer for you.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Our next shout out goes to Marvin Drobes. Marvin booked 3 website builds plus email marketing for all 3 businesses. A nonprofit, $1,500, $129 a month. Logistics, $799 plus $99 a month. And a real estate agent. What does that say there? I can't. It's covering. $1,899 plus $250 a month. So awesome work, Marvin.
Okay.
Awesome work. Next is Bruce, our man, Bruce Mayo. Bruce sent out an email to a cold warm list. He received a text back saying, sign us up. Company needs website and SEO services.
I saw that one. That's a great deal.
Yeah.
That's my sweet spot. Website to SEO to running ads.
Yeah, that's really awesome. That's really awesome. Tim Dixon. Tim providing white label keyword research and content writing services to an SEO agency. So he went out and got his agency got an agency as a client. That's awesome. $1,500 a month. And doing information type articles and product review pieces for another client, $1,000 a month. That's really awesome to see that. Yeah, I don't know if I ever told you this, Nick, but when I was one of the businesses I tried to start, or when I was trying to get into all this originally, I tried a bunch of different things, right? So I had this company called Above Average Content, and we created SEO content, and I did writing for clients. So I actually had an agency of all places. Yeah. Did I not ever tell you this?
No.
Yeah. So I had Above Average Content, and I wrote SEO articles, and I wrote content and stuff for agencies and people that needed content. Like it was like a ghostwriting kind of thing. And so I had one agency that was a client of mine, and I'm still friends. That guy actually lives in Vegas now. So his girlfriend is the one that helped us find our place here. Anyway, so I did a lot of writing and stuff for them. So that's a really great niche, and it's awesome work. You can find it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and I, we hire so many people that do that ourselves in various areas of our business. I mean, we have so many people writing content for Offline Sharks, and so many people writing content for our agencies, for our clients. So, I mean, and there's a real need for it. So if you can provide that as a service, which it's pretty easy, right? Is it can't be that difficult. You probably had a lot of smart people writing content for you, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I was doing a lot of it myself in the beginning. So, learning how to write and do all that stuff was, it took some time, but it's not hard to create that type of content. Like you don't have to be Ernest Hemingway to write an 800-word SEO blog article. Like, in fact, you'll probably write something better than what most people get out there, right? So, yeah. Awesome. Well, congratulations to all the shout outs. Remember, again, head over to offlinesharks.com/shoutouts. Tell them congratulations. We'll give away some Cash App money at the end. We got a couple of other things we want to do this week, Nick. So one is, where did it go? I wanted to bring back this week what Tom's reading. So every once in a while, I like to recommend books and things for our sharks to go out and check out, things I'm reading. You can find a list of all the books we've recommended at offlinesharks.com/books. But this week, I got a good one. It's by a guy named Charlie Gilkey, and it's called Start Finishing. And I picked this specifically because we're coming up. The end of the year is near. Can you believe it? Like, it is literally right around the corner to be the end of 2021, and it's going to be starting 2022. And so, I know there are things that I had on my list to do this year that I didn't do, that I haven't gotten anywhere. I haven't made any forward momentum on them. And so I was like, I think this is a good book.
Not you. That wouldn't be you, Tom. Come on.
What's that?
Not you.
Yeah. And I'm sure, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that comes up, right? Like I know we have things in Offline Sharks where we had big plans at the beginning of the year, right, Nick?
Hey man, we're still, we've been working our butts off, and
well, I mean, that's the thing, but like we had several things we wanted to do and we didn't get all of them done. because we weren't working, because one of the projects we took on was like, it was a lot and it was more than we expected. And so that stuff happens, right? So anyway, this book, Start Finishing, you can check it out. It's all about how to get organized, get set up, start working your project, right? Work a process, all that kind of stuff, and start finishing things, the things that matter, right? So you can go to offlinesharks.com/books, check it out.
I mean, I think in this day and age, everybody should probably read that book because we can all relate to not being able to finish stuff, right? Hey, man, that sounds like a great recommendation. I just saw that Richard just popped in the chat, who I believe just had like a shoulder surgery. So Richard, I hope you're feeling better, man. Wanted to give a big shout out to him because I know yesterday he went and got some surgery. So I hope you're feeling better. And then the other thing, Tom, Jacqueline says it's her anniversary today. It's been a whole year that she's been tuning into the Friday Marketing Jam session.
Oh, wow. That is awesome, Jacqueline. That is awesome.
And Jacqueline, she's been no stranger to our shout outs, to our wins, to our member of the week, to somebody that is a great example of somebody who has just been, following
a direct
along
result of showing up every Friday
and putting in the work. So
yeah, put in the work. Well, and Jacqueline, I'm going to be reaching out to you actually here in the next few days to talk to you about what you've been talking to Nick about. So look for my messages. But one thing I was going to say about that is, so I've talked about this before. Like, when I was, years and years and years ago, I was not a very disciplined person, right? Like I've had to learn how to be disciplined. I've had to learn how to become an entrepreneur, to do all that stuff. And the reason I bring this up is because Jacqueline's thing there of making a commitment to show up every Friday to this live show, right? It may, to some people, may sound kind of silly, right? Like, how could that possibly help you get other stuff done, right? But here's the thing. When you make these kinds of commitments and you stick to them, things that you don't get directly paid to do, it like trains you to be more disciplined in other areas of your life. And I'm not saying this so that everybody says, oh, I'm going to show up every Friday for the live show. That's not the point. It doesn't have to be that. It can be anything. So one thing I've used in the past is just making a commitment to read a certain number of pages of a book every night, right? Like just sticking to that little bit of discipline every day. All of a sudden I noticed I was like being more disciplined outside of that. Does that make sense? Like you have to train yourself, right? You have to teach yourself those habits. And so, and as, in the beginning, I was more disciplined than I was, but not as disciplined as I am now, because the more you can continue to do it, the more you continue to show up, the more you continue to build on what you're doing, just the better you get at it, right? And then somebody looks at you and they go, "Oh my God, I wish I could be that way." And you're like, "Huh, you can be."
You wish.
You just
wish. No, it's
the
Tom,
D.
it's
I
so
call
true.
it the D word, Dorn. Oh, the D word. I hate the word discipline.
And I think even the most disciplined people can fall off track. And if you are a disciplined person and you fall off track, the way that you get back in is exactly what you said, Tom. It's like it's a little bit every day, a little bit every day. It's like people, that start running or exercising for the first time in a long time, or maybe eating healthy. You can't like not have worked out for 5 years and just eat whatever you want all the time. And then all of a sudden, like, work out every day, change all the food you eat all at the same time, and stop smoking and stop drinking. And like, you have to pick a piece of one of those things and just start there. Yep. Right? Just
one thing at a time.
Stop eating dessert or something. I don't know. Go for one walk per day and then gradually build yourself up. And it's the same thing, like you're saying, it's those little wins that add up, that build that repetition, that give you that momentum. That's why having a streak is such a thing, right? When you have a winning streak, when you start getting that momentum, win after win after win after win, then you're on fire, then you're hot, and you got that going. So it's it's a real thing. It really is, and it can be applied to almost anything.
Yeah, for you Ted Lasso fans, bird by bird. He says that in the episodes, bird by bird. And what I didn't know what that reference meant until just a few days ago. But there's a book on writing. It's a book by this writer, and it's called Bird by Bird. And in the book, the lady tells a story about her brother who had this project due at school on birds, and he didn't do it. He procrastinated until the night before. And then he's like, I have this project. I have to do it. And he goes to the dad, and he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. How do I finish the project? And the dad says, son, you do it bird by bird. You do it bird by bird. You start with one, and then you go to the next. And so they say that a lot in Ted Lasso, bird by bird. But it's exactly what we're talking about, right? That's how you achieve anything. Just one little step at a time. Cool. You want to take some questions?
Yeah, Doug says the first discipline anyone should learn is to follow a calendar. By far the best method to keep you on track and get shit done. So I don't know if who knows this, but in Hawaii, we operate on or in Maui especially, we operate on something called Maui time, which is like, being, what is it, 10, 20, 30 minutes late to everything.
If you're 20 minutes late, you're 10 minutes early.
Yeah. And
it's, you hear that saying if you're anyway, that's how
I mean, I'm not that way, but I grew up that way, and everybody around me was that way. And you frequently, like, I have a property manager at one of my properties over there, and there was a leaky pipe, right? And my tenant called the property manager and was like, oh, there's a leaky pipe. You need to come fix this, whatever. So my property manager was like, I'm there working, I'm waiting for the plumber. He's 40 minutes late. I'm like, Jesus, 40 minutes late. Like that would never happen here.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. And the reason I say that is I agree, Doug, like getting a calendar and answering the phone as a business owner, right? Answering the phone, showing up on time, meeting your deadlines. Those are all little things that do give you that momentum and that ability to just show up and be a good business owner. Because you do have to be a good business owner. Like, even if you do want to run a remote business and do it from your home and all that, you still have to be a good business owner. You still have to respond to your emails. You still have to, in a timely manner, you still have to pick up the phone. You still have, you still have to do those basic things. You can't just not, because the word will get out too, right? You can't have Zoom appointments with prospects and just not show up, because then people they're just not going to take you seriously. So you have to make an effort. And that is a great way to first get going. Like Doug said, is get your calendar in order. Make sure you stick to your deadlines and your commitments and your appointments, and you can get that momentum going.
Yeah. And the more you do it, the better you'll feel about doing it. Right. Like, I really underestimated the feeling side of things, because when you do a good job, like in the beginning, when you're starting to do stuff like that, you feel stupid, right? You're like, oh, I'm not very good at this. And you feel stupid about it. And then you mess up and you start again and all this stuff. But then, like, all of a sudden you've strung together a series of things, and you've really gotten stuff done, and you look back and you're like, oh man, I feel good about that. Like, I'm a pretty dependable person now. Like, if there's a better chance that if I'm involved in something and I need to do something as part of that involvement, that it's going to get done than not. Right. And that didn't always used to be the case. Sometimes it was like a crapshoot, oh, maybe not. Right. But more than likely now it's going to get done because I've strung those things together, and that feels good. That builds your confidence, that builds your ability to talk to people and get involved in stuff, because you start to look at it and go, yeah, I think I can actually do this. Yeah,
that's a good point. And, speaking of having that type of momentum and way to build a habit, I guess you could say. I mean, just look at, and Richard isn't going to like this if he's still here. Look at how people quit one of the most difficult things to quit, drinking. They quit one day at a time. They string days together, right? They count days. I got a day. I got a week. I got a year. People are counting days all the way up to 50 years, right? They're still doing it. And It's because of that, right? And then eventually You know, like you look back on all the time that you've accomplished, and it's just something that you keep going. So, and then here's how you can apply that to local marketing, right? If you're not doing the revenue producing activities, right? If you're not, look at this. If you're not doing.
Oh, did that come out of the box, Nick? Did that come out of the box?
No. I had these made special. If you're not doing your revenue producing activities, come on, Zoom.
So fuzzy. It was good there for a minute.
It's the Zoom. Hold on. There you go.
There you go.
Then maybe you should start by writing them down. One revenue producing activity per day, like prospecting every day. Make one phone call a day. Send one email a day. After you get in the habit of doing it every day for 3 days or 4 days or 5 days, it's just going to be something that you do all the time. And then you can start to compound that by doing 3 a day or 4 a day or 5 a day. And so it's a very helpful thing for you to do with revenue producing activities, with prospecting, reaching out every single day.
Yeah, totally agree. I used to have those Post-it notes everywhere. They're all over my bathroom mirror, my bedroom mirrors, all over the place. Awesome. Hey, one other thing I want to do this week, Nick, since we have the boxes, I think it's time we bring back a segment that we haven't done in a little while. And that is our member of the week. Member of the week. And we have a great member of the week this week. Hold on, let me find it here. So he was the top engaging shark over the past week. He was assisting other sharks with their questions, asking questions of his own, just giving more than he takes.
Oh,
so important. Giving
that is a great reason to become member of the week. And for those of you that don't know, we choose a member of the week. We try to do it every week. Sometimes we have a really tight schedule and we can't do it every single week. But one of the reasons we wanted to put together these treasure chests, sneak peek, was because of the member of the week. We wanted to just do a little something more for the members of our community that are giving a little more than they're taking. So that means answering questions, sharing wins, losses, just being a good member of the community Facebook group. So this week it's John Marks. Congratulations, John.
So John, somebody from the team is going to reach out to you to get your info, and you're going to get one of the shark treasure chests.
You're going to get one of these treasure chests.
We only ask one thing, that when you open it on social media with a video.
or you can just keep it a secret too. If for some reason he doesn't show it on social media, it's because the contents inside are too good to show everybody, and they're very secret.
That very well
you want to get a treasure chest of your own, and you do that by being an awesome offline shark. So
yeah, why don't you guys blow this feed up? Tell John congratulations.
And we will an unboxing video. Doran says we will be giving one away next week too, so you'll definitely want to show up next week. Tom, in the email that went out today, we're going to talk about 3 scary monsters. Are we still going to do that?
Oh, knock yourself out.
3 scary marketing monsters. So the time vampire, right?
Oh, the time vampire.
Does anybody know what a time vampire is? Let's do some Cash App money giveaway real quick. If somebody give me your best explanation of what a time vampire is.
Colin Robinson.
When it comes to prospecting.
Oh, to prospecting.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a time vampire?
Who would be a time vampire?
I had one of those the other day, actually.
Do you know who Colin Robinson is?
I'm guessing it's a football player.
No, that's the energy vampire from What We Do in the Shadows. He drains people of their energy. He just goes around and he's boring, and it makes him stronger.
Tom, you're starting to watch a lot of TV, man. I'm getting a little worried about you.
This is a long time ago.
Oh.
That's an old show.
Bruce.
Bruce,
That is a great explanation.
That's a good one.
tire kicker. That's right. Bruce, throw us your Cash App tag. I like that one. We're gonna send you some Cash App money. Patty, Kevin update. Kevin went to the vet today. He got a shot that he needed because we don't have all the types of shots everybody needs out here in the mainland in Hawaii. So now he can go to daycare out here.
Oh, nice. We just took Patches to the vet the other day. We found out that here, you know, Maui, how you have to give them flea and heartworm medicine? Yeah. You don't have to do that here because there's no fleas or heartworms because there's no mosquitoes and the fleas can't survive. I was like, what? They were like, you only have to do it if you're going to travel. Huh. I was like, that's great. Yeah, I see some good ones on here too. I see some people where's the other one? Hold on.
Dorn says
there were some good ones. Someone who books but doesn't show. That's a huge red flag of a time vampire. Not just multiple times, Dorn. Just even one time is enough for me to be like, yeah.
Yeah. I like this headline that Tyler wrote. It says, it doesn't matter if it's the deadline dodging Dracula or the no can do Nosferatu. These evil creatures can suck your time. And the best way to deal with them is to be aware of them. And so one of the best ways at Offline Sharks that we deal with time wasters is we use our discovery forms to pre-qualify our customers. So if somebody sends me an email, if somebody gives Tom a phone call, if we get a text message, they go through our funnel, whatever it is, we usually try to get them to do something to show us their level of interest to pre-qualify. And an example of that would be like, if somebody on Facebook says, hey, Nick, I know you build websites. How much do they cost? I'll be like, it depends on the project. If you want us to build your website, just go to our website and fill out the discovery form on our website. And that way it'll give us the information we need and we'll give you a call and let you know how much it'll be. And if somebody's very serious about wanting us to build them a website, they're going to go fill out that form. It takes 2 minutes, right? If somebody's just trying to get my price and see how cheap they can get it for, what's the cheapest price, the tire kickers, the time vampires, they're not even going to go fill out the form. So if they're not going to spend 2 minutes to tell me about their project, they're probably not going to be a good customer and they're probably just a time vampire. So that's one of the ways that we deal with them.
Yeah, another way we've done it here is when we used to do the audits, like when we would make clients start with an audit, right? So somebody would come and we'd say, hey, look, well, the best place to start is for us to do an audit of what you have going on with your digital presence, what your competitors have. That'll give us a baseline and we'll know what we need to do to compete. And we would charge for those, you know, a couple $100, sometimes $500, because they take a lot of time to do, right? And we were very frustrated. Another thing we do, Nick, is the proposals. We used to spend a lot of time writing proposals, and we don't do that anymore because, you know, people would just get them and you never hear from them. And those were all strategies we used to drive a stake through the time
vampire.
Yep.
All right. Here's marketing monster number 2. This is hilarious. A freebie seeking Frankenstein. Does anybody know what a freebie seeking Frankenstein is? So I have a great example of a freebie seeking Frankenstein. So pissed off at this guy. I was so upset. Hey, Jeff, I went to Moulin Rouge last night. I went to a Broadway show for the first time. Tom, that was the coolest thing.
Broadway shows we saw Chicago when we were there. It's amazing.
Man, those blow luau's out of the water. I don't care what
it's a whole other level, right?
Yeah.
I want to go see Darren Brown. Is he on Broadway? If
I don't know.
Darren Brown is on Broadway, you should go see him.
I'm not like an experienced Broadway guy.
Seen. Huh?
I'm not like an experienced Broadway guy. I went last night and I didn't know what, you know, like
Darren Brown isn't a musical, but
it isn't.
No, he's a mind reader from England. He's like super famous over there, but like he's amazing.
All right, I'll have to go check it out.
Amazing.
So freebie seeking Frankenstein. These are clients and prospects who constantly demand free. They want your time, attention, skills, resources, and so on. Now, there is a time and place for giving freebies, but it should be during a strategic decision of some sort, right? So here's an example of somebody that was a freebie seeking Frankenstein. So I had, and they came in under the radar. So I have a client that has been a client for a long time, great client. We run ads for them, we do SEO for them, we built their website, so we do everything for them, and they pay us right now, I think like around $4,000 a month. So they're a solid client. They've been around with us for years, and this client made a referral to another business. I'm not going to say the name or the industry just because I want to keep it private, but they, when you get a referral, those are usually really good leads, right? Those are usually really good leads because somebody makes a recommendation to you about somebody that's interested, and it's easy to close those leads because they give the trust. When somebody makes a referral, they give their trust in you to them. They transfer it over, right? Like, I believe in this guy, so you should too. And so it's a lot easier to sell somebody in that way than if you just meet someone off the street. Now, I looked at this guy's business, and they're massive. They're doing a lot. And one of the things he said was like, I want to do search engine optimization. And, we had a keyword report done a while ago, and we haven't had it redone in a while. We noticed that we've lost a lot of ranking. He showed me an example of his keyword report, and I was like, he's like, so if we could get another one of these, that'd be great. And I was like, oh, you want a keyword report? I'm like, well, we do, we sell these, right? I was like, one of the things we do each month is we do, keyword research. When we go to rank your website, we do keyword research so we can find keywords that are in your industry, get traffic, but are not really competitive. We start to rank for those first, and then that will help us rank for the more competitive stuff, right? We call this the low-hanging fruit in search engine optimization. And so that was the way he prefaced our Zoom calls. Like he made it clear he wanted a keyword report. I showed up to the Zoom call without the report, and I told him, I was like, if you want us to just do the report, we'll do some research for you. It'll be about $200. And after I started talking to him, he told me, I pitched him on SEO and some ads, and he said that he wanted to go ahead with it. And I was like, okay, well, look, if you want to go ahead with it, I'll throw in the keyword report if you'll, make the commitment. That was kind of my deal sweetener, right? And so I immediately, being a good business owner, after we got off the call, I ran the report, sent it over to him. I wanted it to be quick, so he knew that we were, paying attention and we were on it, and he felt good about making the investment decision with us. Mind you, he hadn't paid the invoice yet. After I sent him the keyword report, guess what happened?
What? He didn't pay? You didn't hear from him?
Ghosted me. Never heard from him again. Never again. Followed up with him 3-4 times. Never heard from him. I was just like, dude, what the hell? Dick. That's not cool. So anyway, and then I tried to hit him with, you guys are going to love this. I tried to hit him with the, because I use email tracking, right? I see he's opening my emails.
I know you're opening my emails.
I'm like, hey, look, you wanted a keyword report. I told you we charge for them. I decided to give it to you because I thought you were going to go ahead with us. I've sent you 2 emails. I see that you're opening them. Is there something that happened that kind of derailed this project? Nothing. He opened that one too.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's a time waster. Or what did I call it? Or a freebie seeking
Frankenstein. So yeah, another one is like, if you're doing websites, revisions, right? Revisions. Ooh. Remember when our favorite, the thing we said the most, Nick, was that's beyond the scope of this project.
Yeah. Yes. And you all can use that. That is
beyond the scope of this project. But there's a couple of things in there, right? Sometimes the people that you're dealing with really aren't freebie Frankensteins, right? Like, they're just not clear. You have to be careful, right? It's really easy to run into a problem and immediately label a client as one of these things, right? But that may not be the case. Like, did you do an appropriate job? Did you do an effective job of communicating what you were going to be doing and what was entailed in the project, right? So, there's a difference in those two things. So just be aware of that, right? Like, not, if you were clear on expectations and clear on what the deliverables were, and a person is expecting something outside of that, there's nothing wrong with asking for another charge, right? Are you laughing at the chat?
Yeah. Jeff, you missed out, man. You gotta go back in the group and watch the beginning of this live. It's awesome.
Yeah, we had all kinds of fun. Halloween. Oh. That's the last freebie seeker. That's the last.
That's
person
the last.
for free.
Oh, you want free keyword report? Talk to my assistant. That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
Dorn called them scope creepers.
Anyway, what's the third one? Because let's do the third one.
All right. The third one, which a lot of people already. I mean, the last example I gave you tied into the third one too, which is the ghost prospect, right? Something that is truly terrifying for a new agency owner is to get ghosted by your prospects. Has anybody experienced getting ghosted before? I know somebody that's not logged in says ghosting is frustrating. I mentioned this guy ghosted me after I gave him what he actually wanted. But getting ghosted, in other words, is that your prospect doesn't get back to you. And it's not always your fault, right? It could be all sorts of things. And one tip that I would give you is one that I already mentioned is use email tracking. Using email tracking is actually really helpful because sometimes it is a matter of just your prospect getting busy. And if you send out an email, I want you to imagine this because I know we all know how this feels is like you send over an invoice or you send over your prospecting email or the agreement and you don't hear anything for 3 days. And you're just wondering like, well, is it something I said? Are they ever going to pay this invoice? Did I do something wrong? Did they even get the email? It would be helpful to know if they actually opened that email, right? Or when did they open that email? And so for that reason, we use email tracking, which the way it works is there's a little piece of code on that email that you can't see visibly. It's in like the HTML text of that email. So if I send an email to Tom right now and Tom opens it up in his Gmail, there's a little check mark that shows you if Tom opened it and a timestamp and when. So that way, if you see that Tom opened the email and he hasn't responded in 3 days, you know when to circle back without like looking like a, I don't know,
a weirdo,
like you're being too desperate.
Yeah.
The best moment to follow up. And so there are some free tools out there. I use a paid tool that has been. Look, I've been using.
You should use a paid tool. Use a paid one. It's the best money you'll ever spend. If you're actively prospecting, don't just get it to get it. But if you're actively prospecting, you're actively emailing customers and clients and proposals and all that stuff and if you're doing business, you should get it. Best money you'll ever spend.
So I use this app. It's called Front App, and it allows you to, it does so much more than just email tracking. But the reason that I really like it is it's almost like it has help desk functionality. So I have all of my email accounts going in there, but then I also have all of my teams. We have team inboxes, and I can move inboxes into their inbox or emails into their inboxes. So if I get an email into my personal account from somebody that needs something agency related, I will just move that email to my project manager's account, right? And they'll help me. They'll help me with that. But even better than that, you can have a private discussion below that email. Me and my team members can make comments on the email. So if a customer has a question, I will tag my project manager, or I'll tag my assistant, or I'll tag my AdWords outsourcer, and I'll say, hey, Connor, do you have this? And then he will respond, and the customer doesn't see any of this. We can get all that information squared away before we have a response. So it's very collaborative. If you can imagine any email that you have potentially being a support ticket without anybody knowing it's a support ticket for your team, then that's what it is. So it's called Front App. And I actually met a salesperson for Front here the other day at a network event, which was pretty cool because they're not the biggest company out there, but they're like, oh, I work for a tech company. I'm like, which one? They're like, an app. You probably don't really know them. They're like, oh, it's called Front. I was like, Front App? I love that app. Like, you know it? And I was like, yeah. So it's called Front App. And Tom, what do you use?
I use Mixmax.
Mixmax.
Yeah, it plugs right into Google Chrome, and it's got some, it's got some nice features. It allows me to do like templates and set some things up like that. It's not really, it's not as good for communicating with the team, right? Like I use Slack and stuff for that, but for just email tracking, like it'll show me who opens emails. I can set up sequences. I can, do things like that. One of the things I really like about it are the templates, because like with my podcast, right? Like I have certain emails that I have to send out all the time. Your episode's going live, you're booked, all those things. And so it makes it easy to load that stuff in and do it. And then, but the thing I use the most is the tracking. Like, it's so funny. Like, I don't mind paying the money just so I know that somebody opened my email, because I'm like, that's just the important part, right? So
it is. Yeah. And I can't tell you how many times.
Mixmax for a long time. And I've tried several other ones too, but Mixmax has been the easiest.
And I see a lot of good of other recommendations coming in. Cameron says he uses Streak, which is
Streak
good
is
too.
good.
Yep.
Yeah. Mixmax, I think the reason I went with Mixmax was I was using a different one before, but it was really expensive. And I was like, it was great, but it was just, I didn't just want to spend that much. So Mixmax, pretty affordable.
So that was it, Tom. That was the ghost prospect, and a good way to kind of avoid that is really, knowing when to follow up, so you don't really feel like you're being ghosted. But if you're being ghosted, I mean, there's only so much you can do, and the best way to thwart that is to try to, again, pre-qualify, to find like a valuable prospect, somebody that's actually serious. If you can identify somebody that's actually serious rather than just in the pre-contemplative stage where like they think they want some marketing services, but they're not entirely sold, rather than somebody that knows right now, like, I need a website. That person is going to be a lot more valuable than the person's like, I think I need a website. I think I have a business idea. I kind of want to start something, but I'm not really sure. Maybe, is that you? Like, that person's not going to be as valuable. They're probably going to ghost you. They probably don't have the money. They're probably looking for a freebie Frankenstein offer. So if you can identify those people in the beginning, then that's going to be really helpful.
Yeah. And you know what sucks worse than getting ghosted by a client is getting ghosted by your kids.
Is that are we gonna turn this into a therapy session? What happened, Tom? Come on.
Anyway, we won't go into all that.
I'll call you later. We'll talk about it.
This was an awesome live show. This was a lot of fun. This is a great Halloween live show. I hope everybody out there has a safe and happy Halloween. And we're excited you hung out with us for some tricks, some treats. We need to give away some hold on one second. Let me find the thing. We need to give away some.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling, chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
Did that sound like it was just going really fast all of a sudden?
No, but I heard you laughing in the background.
And then it slowed down? That's so weird.
Did anybody get that joke?
Yes, I got the joke. It mutes my mic. You can't hear me.
Yeah, he's always laughing in the background. That's always Tom. Listen for him. All right, so we have two winners.
Okay.
Two winners that commented on the congratulated our shout outs, right? At the beginning of the show, we had some shout outs. Everybody congratulated them. We have two people at random. Shashan picked their names, and our two winners that are going to get Cash App money are Frank Caban and Guy Bergstrom.
Woo! Congratulations! All right, awesome. Hey, look, next week, a special announcement. So next week, Nick is going to not be here. He's going to be gone. He's busy. So I have control of the bank account. So we're probably going to be giving away. No. I have a special guest coming on. Somebody in the Facebook group, I think it was James, asked if we could do something on the live show about Google My Business. So I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but we have a member of Offline Shark. She's also in our Remote Millionaires program. Her name is Sherry Benelli. She's a Google My Business expert. She spoke at Traffic and Conversions on it. She's a really awesome person. I'm going to have her as a guest on my podcast, but we're also going to have her on the live show to talk about Google My Business, and she knows the ins and outs. You're going to love it. It's going to be an amazing show, so you want to make sure you show up next week. Same time, 3 p.m. Eastern, and I will be here with Sherry, and we'll have a fun show. Nick will be traveling. Safe travels, Nick.
Let's tag Sherry in the comments.
Yeah, let's tag her in the comments.
Let's tag.
Tell her you're looking forward to next week's show.
How do you spell her name? Sherry?
No, it's Sherry, and then her last name. Hold on, I might have said it wrong. It's Bononelli.
Yeah, tag her and let her know that you're looking forward to the show because it is going to be a good show. I spoke with Sherry last week on our Remote Millionaires Partnership call. That's our partnership program for those of you who don't know. Sherry Benelli, there you go. If you could all tag Sherry. So if you're interested in Google My Business, I should back that up real quick and
you should come to that call.
Rephrase. Yeah. If you are interested in Google My Business, that's like a topic that you're into, then tag Sherry, show up next Friday, let her know that you're interested in that topic and that you're excited to hear the information she has. She's super smart. She speaks all the time.
She's a contributing, like she writes a ton of articles and gets published all the time at Search Engine Journal, Search Engine Land News, SEO Moz. Like she's a recognized expert, right? She spoke at Traffic and Conversions this past year. So yeah, it's really awesome. She knows her stuff. And what's really interesting about Sherry is like when I was first talking to her about Google My Business, she's like, there's just a lot of things people don't realize. There's lots of things that just aren't right, and nobody even really knows what to talk about. So we'll talk about some of those things.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Jacqueline. Who else won our treasure chest? Jacqueline.
We had our member of the week. And also I'm excited for Jacqueline to get it. I forgot who else got one. We have it written down. No, there was somebody else. Tom.
There was somebody else.
Jacqueline.
I know we have it written down.
Tom Harrington or Harrington.
That's right. Yes, Tom. I'm excited for you to get it too. I can't wait.
Yep. You guys are going to love it. All right. Awesome. Well, thanks again for hanging out with us. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, everybody. Have a safe, happy Halloween. I will see you here next week. Same shark time, same shark channel. And I'm going to cue the outro. We'll see you next week.
You've been listening to the Sharks Live Show, your weekly marketing jam session. Always bringing you the latest strategies and tactics to build your remote business from anywhere in the world. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. You can stay up to date throughout the week with Nick's YouTube videos at nickponte.com/YouTube and Tom's podcast at tomgaddis.com. We'll be back here next Friday for another Sharks Live Show. Until then, aloha.